The comment of the day is you get two for the price of one. And it comes from two older guys, from what I'm seeing in the pictures. And both could absolutely be the father of the girl from the Delulu of the Week segment, because both of them appear to be simps and apologists for shitty behavior of women. Now, both of these comments are for the video that I did about TikTok, how TikTok disallows videos that criticize women. Or in my case, I showed a video of a husband defending his wife and himself once they got jumped by five women and kicking their ass. That video basically was denied by TikTok for the For You feed, which essentially killing the video altogether, while allowing pretty much the same video of a woman attacking a man at the airport, which I covered, yeah, as another story. Now, what my point was, and I featured this in a different video, is that TikTok actually promotes the glorifying violence against men, specifically domestic violence against men. And I showed them a channel that's got millions of subscribers, tens and tens of millions of views, where this couple essentially makes the light out of domestic violence against men, making the funny videos. Now, I said, listen, it absolutely goes against the terms of use of TikTok, where you glorify violence against men, which, by the way, domestic violence against men is the number one underreported crime. That's also probably one of the most growing crimes in countries like America. So I said, listen, if you could show both videos, I am good. And if you deny both type of videos, I am good. I cannot tell them how to run their fucking platform, right? It's their platform. There's no freedom of speech there. It is a private property, if you will. However, what I fight against is discrimination against specifically men. So I said, well, when I show a guy, and by the way, I blurred the most brutal part of that video, when I show a man defending himself by having to punch a couple of women who attacked him and his wife, you say it violates your terms of service. But glorifying violence against men, where I myself showed a video where a woman was physically assaulting a man, you have no problem. So that was my point. But as you can see, both of these sims say, "Oh, it was made out of rubber. It's not real. It's called humor." I get that. I get that. And video was kind of funny, I guess, if you're into that. I don't judge other people's sense of humor. My favorite comedian is Anthony Jeselnik, and he's not everyone's cup of tea. And I get it. Don't tell me that, like, oh, you missed the joke. No, I didn't miss the joke, but you missed the entire point. And yes, I'm pretty sure that was not a real fucking iron pan flying into his fucking head, because he would have gotten hurt. And I think they've done that bit many, many times when she throws something, heavy that looks like an assault with a deadly weapon into his head. But the audience doesn't know that, right? They even added a side of a sound effect where it sounds like it's a iron pen hitting someone's skull, right? So they made it look real. Now, yeah, we get it, but the fact that it is something to laugh at essentially promotes the violence, right? And you don't have to go that far or watch my videos. Just think about the situation being reversed. And you tell me how funny it is if I make a bid of a husband coming into the house after a long day at work and saying, "Hey, where's my dinner?" And the girl goes like, "Fuck you, you make your own dinner, bitch," you know? And he goes and punches her in the face, right? Could be funny for some people, but do you think this is appropriate? Do you think this promotes the violence against women, where a bunch of guys start watching it, videos like that, saying, "Oh, a lot of people laugh at it, so I guess it's not a big deal," right? Do you think TikTok would allow a video like that, or really any other platform? The answer is fuck no, right? So again, either allow both types of videos on both sides or allow none. But allowing one that essentially is anti-men, and never allowing the same, for the men to do, then, again, this just called discrimination. And this is what my channel is about. This is, I think, the third time I'm going to repeat this. As long as there are men like this, making apologies for people, women in the society, discriminating against them, right? These are the guys, these are not even women. These are the guys who are such simps. They're willing to be the apologists for the very species, the women, who discriminate against them, right? And by the way, humor about the domestic violence on TikTok is not the worst thing that's happening to men in America, right? Yesterday I covered yet another false allegations, false accusations story where a woman made money on falsely accusing men and ruining their careers and lives for at least 7 years and got away with it, right? These are the things, they all go together. They all go together because as you allowed this with the help of this beta males, you going to continue to allow more and more and more discrimination against men. I cannot imagine living in a country like America anymore, where I am definitely a second class citizen, not just in the eyes of the law, but also in the eyes of the culture, you know? And I just can't do it. And I don't know why you guys would either. The Rock says, it was made out of rubber, not real. Comment got me thinking about women who do Botox or plastic surgery. And as such, their looks aren't real. They're way too good looking for their own good. So this is a different topic, which, again, I do not agree with the majority of the red pill influencers. I call bullshit. I love when a woman does makeup, right? Let's face it, a woman who puts the makeup on and 99% of the time looks fucking better, you know. And secondly, it's not even about the makeup, right? Because she definitely takes the makeup off to go to bed with you, but it's about the effort of looking good. To me, that is the most important thing. When you see a girl in a makeup, you don't just say, oh wow, she's pretty. You say, wow, she really knows how to look good, right? That is the most important part. Same thing about wearing heels, wearing good clothing, doing your hair, going to the gym. It's all about the effort to make yourself look good. Now, you can also say, Alex, well, plastic surgery is the same thing. Yes, but unlike makeup and doing hair and wearing heels, you know, plastic surgery is something that will endanger your health, right? Going for any type of surgery, there are complications. Um, I think it was P Diddy's mother, right? One of the rapper's mothers died after her breast implant surgery, or I think it was breast reduction surgery, right? These plastic surgeries, they still have some really sad outcomes. There are also problems after the surgeries that you can have. I mean, I just had a hair transplant, which is not even a surgery. It's kind of a procedure because it didn't even leave the scar. And it took me 3 to 4 weeks to recover from that, just because it brought up all other little health issues that I've had under control. All of a sudden, they've all came back, including my eye problems. So yes, these are surgeries that can go wrong and can actually affect your health, right? Also, with breast implants, for example, it is harder to determine breast cancer because of some of the implants themselves, the scar tissues, and you simply cannot get to some of the potential cancer spots and determine it early, which is the key for not dying from breast cancer. So to me, going for a plastic surgery is a little different. Botox. Here's the problem with Botox in lip injections, because we have a lot here. Like in Southeast Asia, here in Thailand, just so many women, because it's so cheap, so many women have plastic surgery and injections and stuff like that. The problem is they never look better, because every single woman who goes for the fucking plastic surgery never takes advice from men about how to look better, right? It's always advice from other women and watching other women like Kardashians on TV, thinking that's what men want. The majority of men, I would say like 99% of men, do not want their girlfriends to get plastic surgery, right? We want them to use better makeup. We want them to go to the gym more often. But we don't want them to go under the knife or have their, face being stuck with needles. And a lot of these women look like, I think it's called puffer fish, right? One of those fish that's like normal fish, but if another predator is trying to eat them, they puff up into a ball, so it's impossible to swallow them. That's what they look like with those lip injections and Botox. So if Botox and lip injections would make a girl still look normal, I'll be like, all right, like, especially if you're in your 40s or 50s. But girls doing it, like overdoing it, and girls doing it in their 20s, that's a little silly. That's definitely not for me. So I would avoid that. But still, yeah, yeah, yeah. And just to bring this home, we need, I don't want to say get rid of men like this. I mean, maybe just going to die off on their own. We need to fix men like these who are apologists for the very type of behavior that hurt themselves and their fellow men for no other reasons but because we are men. It's always the best, says The Rock, when both men and women increase their looks using natural means, such as going to the gym, dressing nicely, and washing frequently, and not going to extremes like I mentioned. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. If you want to ditch modern women and move abroad for more traditional relationships, go to themillionmanproject.com, take my most comprehensive course, and change your life.